L-E-H. Sauce it up.
Hello everyone, welcome to another new video. In today's video, we are going to talk about all the buffs and nerfs of Season 2, and we are going to comment on it. So let's go. Do you have problems with lag in Call of Duty Mobile? Your problems are over. Use my app to remove the lag and have a low ping. Link in the comments. Special highlight for DLQ33 who received the buff in Season 2, which will be the sniper season. So let's go. Opening the list of nerfs in Season 2, we have the LW3 Tundra, which had the same effect as the Zerg 20mm when it arrived in Call of Duty Mobile. When the Zerg 20mm arrived in Call of Duty Mobile, it broke Call of Duty Mobile with super speed, and the anti-vehicle loader deleted enemies from all distances, even with a shot in the foot. With the LW3 Tundra it is no different. This sniper is breaking the Call of Duty Mobile with super speed and cadence, in addition to the range being bugged, taking enemies at long distances with just 40 damage range. The LW3 Tundra is being nerfed. 1. LW3 Tundra Nerf. Movement speed reduced from 4.24 meters per second to 4.19 meters per second. Sprint speed reduced from 5.5 meters per second to 5.37 meters per second. Bandit steady stock now reduces STF by 30% from 40%. It's a pretty big nerf on the best speed accessories. We'll see about that when it hits the game. Opening the list of buffs, we have the sniper Koshka, who has been receiving improvements in the game for a long time, and is already considered one of the best snipers in Call of Duty Mobile. Koshka Buff. Sprint to fire reduced from 240 ms to 210 ms, and a little more buff will be good to not give hit mark. Rytek Armor will also receive a buff in Season 2. Just like Koshka, it has been receiving buffs in past seasons, and in this Season 2 will receive a good improvement. Rytek AMR Buff. Improved tactical or empty reload time. Rytek loading was a bit slow. Now, it will be faster. The next sniper on the list to receive a buff is Outlaw, who is one of the fastest snipers in Call of Duty Mobile. Very underrated, he has been receiving improvements in past seasons. The biggest problem with Outlaw is the hit mark, which has a lot of it, which is why almost no one uses it. Outlaw Buff. Reduced adds time from 420 ms to 390 ms. They added more speed to the Outlaw. Let's see how this goes in the game. The next sniper on the buff list is the DLQ33. I'm very happy because the DLQ33 is the best sniper, and will finally receive a significant improvement. DLQ33 Buff. Reduced fire interval from 1200 ms to 1170 ms. I like this buff. We will have a better DLQ33 in Season 2. See how this will reach Call of Duty Mobile. The next weapon to receive a nerf is the PDW57. For me, Call of Duty Mobile completely killed this weapon because literally no one used it, and now it will fall into oblivion. PDW57 Nerf. Reduced adds movement speed from 3.97 m/s. To 3.82 meters per second. Reduced bullet impact from 1 to 0.9. The next weapon to receive a buff is the Type 25. The Type 25 was already a target at the beginning of Call of Duty Mobile. It already received a buff in past seasons, and in this Season 2, there will be an improvement. Type 25 Buff. Stopping power reload mag size increased from 30 to 34. The next weapon to receive a buff for the 5th time is the M13. I don't know how this weapon is not meta. This is absurd. It has been receiving several improvements for a long time. The M13 arrives in Season 2 with the following improvements. M13 Buff. Improved damage profile from 24-18-16 to 24-19-16. One headshot will now reduce shots to kill in the second range. Let's put the M13 in the meta. It's about time. The next weapon on the buff list is the Striker 45. I honestly didn't like this weapon, and I don't see anyone using it. In Season 1 a legendary version arrived, but it flopped for me. This new Season 2 will receive an improvement. So let's see what improvement it will be. Striker 45 Buff. Range profile improved from 6M11M20 to M to 6M14M20 to M. Increased stomach multiplier from 1x to 1.1x. Let's see how this will come to Call of Duty Mobile. Man of War is another one on the list of buffs. Even in Season 1, I already received a buff, and in Season 2, we will receive another buff. Let's see the improvement. Man of War Buff. Headshot multiplier increased from 1.1x to 1.36x. A small buff that won't change much. But let's see what this will be like when it arrives in Call of Duty Mobile. The next weapon to receive a buff in Season 2 is the M2. A weapon that was very good when it arrived in Call of Duty Mobile, but it seems to have died. No one uses it anymore. In Season 2, there will be improvements. We will see M2MP only. Headshot multiplier increased from 1.1x to 1.4x. For me, it's a very weak improvement. But let's see how this goes in Call of Duty Mobile. The next weapon on the list of buffs is the DRH, which for me is a very interesting weapon with great damage, and has already been improved in past seasons. Let's see what buff it will be in Season 2. DRHMP only headshot multiplier increased from 1.3 to 1.55x. So this is going to be really good. Let's wait and see how this goes in Season 2. The last weapon on the list of buffs and nerfs is the Groa, which recently arrived in Call of Duty Mobile and has already flopped. The only flaw for me with the Groa is the range, which is very bad. In this upcoming Season 2, Groa will receive a buff and a nerf, which for me will only ruin the weapon even more. So let's see what buff and nerf this will be. Groa buff and nerf. Buff reduced horizontal recoil. Nerf increased vertical recoil. So it will be an adjustment. The vertical adjustment will make the rasp harder to control over a long distance, as it will rise more. So it's goodbye to the Groa. Very well. This was another new video. If you like this video format, please press like and comment, so I can make more opinion videos like this. So until the next video, bye.